You can come to me for honesty. Jasper, listen to me. You have to behave, okay? Or I'm going to have to throw you out of the office. I don't want to. What a nut. It is because, you see, he wants attention now.
No shit.
This is exactly what happens. One of two things. Either when I start streaming, he'll leave the office because I'm not giving him attention, or he'll do things to cause mischief because he knows that he gets attention then. He gives you the innocent kitty face. What do you mean? Don't bite that wire. I will spray you. Jasper. Jasper, you're going to listen to me. You hear me? There he goes. I knew it. All right, he's out of here. Being a pain, chewing wires. Like, no, you can't chew wires. You're going to hurt yourself, man. Oh my God, I hear him running around the hallway like a bolt of lightning. Being very matter of fact with all of you, I need to raise a significant amount of money on Friday in order to pay my tax guy so that he will file my federal taxes for this year. He is forcing me to pay up front this year, which he's never done before. Fuck your mother, because I filed for bankruptcy. And I guess the guy wants to be sure he's getting paid or whatever. The fundraiser is 100% for tips. I'm just saying that. It's going to be 4 tips only. That's what I'm looking to raise on Friday. The only thing that I want to mention is a hilarious overnight poll that I did on my Twitter. All right? And I did this as a social experiment. I was very curious to see what would happen if I did an overnight poll and how people would vote and what would happen. So the results were pretty much hilarious. Flash poll. I can't wait to see how this one turns out. Why do people believe so much bullshit on the internet? And I had 4 voting options. It was, they are gullible, they love spreading drama, they're just that stupid, or they're just trolling. Okay? Now, as the voting started to come in, all right, I started to notice that most people were voting for they're just trolling. Like, basically, people were saying people aren't actually this dumb or whatever to believe nonsense on the internet. They're just trolling people, and, you know, they know it's fake shit, but they still kind of spread dumb shit on the internet and talk about dumb shit on the internet because they just enjoy trolling. The second place voting was they love spreading drama. So, in the case of they're not trolling, they just love to spread drama whether it's true or not. So they don't care if the crazy shit that's on the internet is true or not. They just want to spread it anyway because they love the drama. Basically, they're very immature people. And then in third place was they're gullible, and fourth place were they're that stupid. So essentially, when people are looking at the dumb shit on the internet, a lot of people are saying we don't really believe it, but we'll still spread it and talk about it because we're very immature and we just like to mess around. Okay? I guess that's kind of I would say that's probably accurate, although I would tend to think some people are just really stupid. Me! You become part of the clique. You become part of the group. You become part of the cult. You become part of this group mind, this hive mind mentality that this is a truth, even though it's not true. Someone responds to this guy, and he says, I just want you to listen to this, and I want you to think about how this guy's mind works, all right? Just listen to this. He says, well, if we're talking about it as a whole, then that's something I somewhat agree. But if we're talking about DSP, it's 100% legit info, and people have every right calling him out on his bullshit. And the guy just responded, uh-huh. Okay? So let's just think about this. Confirmation bias. All right? Everyone's saying something about something that's probably or completely untrue, or at least it's unsubstantiated. But so many people say it that people have this clique or cult-like mentality. They believe it's true. All right? Gee, I wonder if that applies to me. I mean, there's only been 5 billion examples of everyday people completely making shit up or taking a snippet of truth and using conspiracy theory spinning to make it into something over dramatic so that these idiots can get clickbait views on YouTube, cause drama at my expense, you know, things that are based on snippets of fact that are completely spun out of proportion and not true, whatever.
You know, there's people who've said shit about me over the years, and a lot of it's based on a snippet of truth, right? They'll say one little thing that's based off of something that was said years and years ago.
It's not true. Most of the stuff that's been said negative about me is based on a snippet of truth that's blown out of proportion with a bunch of lies. But because it has the snippet of truth, gullible people believe it.
Now, the thing is, I totally, when I posed this question on Twitter, wasn't applying it to me at all. I was just generally applying this question. I was curious how people were going to respond. But this guy's response is so hilarious because this guy, people say that I'm not self-aware, that I sometimes talk, like I don't practice what I preach, yada, yada. Just listen to this fucking guy. I have to read this statement again, okay? It's just so mind-blowing. If we're talking about this as a whole, then I somewhat agree. But if we're talking about him, it's 100% legit info. People have every right calling him out on his bullshit. It's 100% legit info, this guy says. 100%. People believe dumb shit just because they want to, okay? It's not because they're actually dumb. And it's not because they're gullible. It's because they want to. It's because they're fucking losers. You have nothing going on in your life at all. Nothing positive, nothing interesting, nothing fun. So instead, you manufacture fun for yourself, right? My life is boring, and I don't really want to think about my life or talk about my life. What I'd like to do is go online every day and make something up about someone on the internet and believe it as a fact and pass it as a fact so that we can all laugh collectively at it in a cult mentality, right? That's what it is. You have no fucking life for yourself. You are the dregs of society if this is what you do. You know, if you actually have a life and you have friends and you have what Timmy $1 is saying, I'm a big fan of your content. I feel like you're my only friend. Well, just so you know, to clarify, I'm not your personal friend. I don't know who you are. However, I understand that some people may feel like they have a connection to me via a kinship as gamers or as people, because I share stuff with you guys every day and you know about the stuff I go through. Maybe you find a little bit of kind of association with that. Maybe you've been through some of that stuff yourself, and I appreciate the support and I appreciate the sentiment. However, understand I'm not really your close friend. That's not a good thing to say. Let's be realistic here. A fun, productive thing going on in your life, whether it's a job, a hobby, you know, a significant other, whatever it may be. You focus on the positive. You focus on the good stuff in your life. You don't focus on trying to make someone else's life miserable so you can get your jollies off. You don't. On a daily basis, tell me that I'm always messed up, I'm in the wrong, I'm not self-aware, and I'm just, you know, a horrible person. Phil's a scam artist.
DSP is a pedophile. DSP is a thief. DSP is a greedy fuck. DSP is this and that.
Phil's a horrible pedophile and a public masturbator.
Question them the same way. All of a sudden, oh, well, no, you see, what you're saying is true. This does exist completely on YouTube, but not with Phil. No, of course not. It's like, no, you're just an idiot. You don't want to admit to yourself that you are part of this whole thing because you're a fucking idiot. And you just, you know, how dare you ever take responsibility for anything, right? I mean, that would actually be something mature. But that's the truth. These people are completely immature. They have horrible lives, and this is why they do this shit, you know? So I just found this funny. You know, a poll that I put up innocently, and really, I'm being honest here, the poll didn't necessarily apply to anything. The poll was just a general thing that I put up on Twitter just to see how, you know, how people would vote and respond. I was curious. I want to do it as like a social experiment kind of a thing. And the response I got was just so crazy, you know? Holy shit, like this 100% explains it all. That these people are just not self-aware. They are aware that this confirmation bias thing exists, but they don't want to believe it applies to them because they're the ones who lack self-awareness. And by the way, I'm not saying that I don't lack self-awareness. I'm sure that a lot of times I do. But how hypocritical, right? As they say, let the man who has not sinned cast the first stone. But they don't care about that. They don't want to look at themselves because, you know, sadly, I'm the public figure, so I'm the one who gets, you know, roasted. I'm the one who gets burned at the stake for this, every little thing that I do, while they're safe hiding in their fucking little hidey holes, wherever they may be, anonymous on the internet, trying to poke fun at someone else, when in reality, they're probably even worse off, but they're not the public figure, so we don't get to see their foibles and their fuck-ups, right? Took me $1. Do you compare the cult of detractors to Scientologists? It seems like both groups engage in tons of groupthink and mob mentality. It's definitely a cultish mentality, which is hilarious because people used to say to me that remember DSP cult leader from a decade ago? Oh, Phil, all your fans are cult followers, man. And they like, no, my fans are people who actually watch my content and like what I do. That's why they watch. You know what I mean? It's not because of some insane indoctrination or crazy shit. It's because they actually like the content that I put up. Back then it was YouTube videos. Today it would be streams. They don't just watch insanely fabricated, you know, controversial drama videos and just fall into this weird drinking the Kool-Aid mentality of believe everything. They're just nuts, those people. I don't get it, man. But no, my fans aren't like that, right? They just like what I do and they want to see me keep doing it. Have you considered adding a cheer total to the donation counter or adding the cheer total to the overall donation goal? No, because first of all, there's no donation goal. It doesn't exist. It's a tips goal. Tips are different from donations. They're classified differently legally, and that's what you guys are doing. If you tip me, you're not donating. You're tipping to me, okay? You're tipping me for a service or a good. You like the service that I performed or the good that I'm providing, and you want to give me something to keep that going. It's not a donation. Donations are considered more for non-for-profits and things like that, okay? That's number one. Number two, no, we're not doing anything with bits or cheers. Why? I'll tell you why. Because it's actually against the rules of Twitch to have those kind of things, all right? Twitch actually considers bits something that you have to legally talk about in a certain way because per the legal terms of Twitch, bits do not have any monetary value at all, all right? So because of that, that's why you can't have those kind of things. It doesn't exist, okay? You can't. If you do, you're actually violating Twitch's terms of service, and you can get in trouble for it as a partner. So I don't want to do that. I'm happy. Listen, I'm happy for any contributions, as I told you guys many times, but really it's the tips that help me out the most, and that's what I need right now. So truth of the matter is, I've always had this house at risk. You know, there's been so many things going on financially behind the scenes over the years, taxes and everything. It's always been a risk, okay? Right now, your house is not at risk, okay? This is not. Is that and be able to make the payment that I owe, or the payments that I owe. I'm basically in a situation where everything I've worked for this year is probably not going to be able to happen, in which case, that's it. Like, there's nothing else to fall back on, and more than likely, the next step would be people will try to start suing me for money, and I will more than likely lose the house. People who are telling you that are idiots, all right? There's no chance that I'm losing this house. Anyone who believes that is one of those dumb fuck, you know, again, here we go, mom mentality cult believers. They've fabricated shit or spun half-truths to try to create a narrative of drama that does not exist. I am in no risk of losing this house, okay? None. Zero.